We get this question from you all the time. Which pickup truck is best for me? Is it a half-ton truck like this Ford F-150? Or is it a heavy-duty truck for towing a camping trailer or other types of trailers? And we're gonna do a definitive comparison right now.
Well, yes! You know, there's big differences between both. They have good things and bad things, and we're going to try to bring that out to help you make that decision on which truck works for you.
Yes, and we're going to do it also while here at the truck stop. We're going to fill up. We're going to do a 66-mile highway loop so we can show you fuel economy on both of these two and also how they handle. To do this comparison, we have this, a typical camping trailer, but actually a really big and beefy one.
I wouldn't call it typical. It's really made for off-road. Look at the ground clearance this thing has. You can climb over boulders.
Yes.
But you know, it's 25 feet long and it's 7,000 pounds. It's actually a decent load for this F-150.
Yes, and look at this. It's, well, I'm 6'2", and that's about, 7.5", and so it's almost 9 feet tall.
Yeah, well, that's right. You got to stand up inside. It's got all that clearance, so it's up in the air. That makes sense. But yeah, these are pretty popular off-road trailers.
Off-road beasts.
Yes, and great suspension under there. Better fuel.
$4.69. Aha! So 30 seconds, top off. We'll do the same procedure as always, right?
Yes.
Mr. Truck, are you ready for the half-ton highway run?
It's beautiful, it's quiet, it's cloudy, so you got no extra heat, you got no wind. And this is unusual. We've had like, what, 3 weeks of wind?
We had like 5 weeks of wind.
5 weeks of wind? It's terrible.
So we're gonna do the same loop, in the same exact way, same day. I'm gonna set the cruise control at 70, okay?
Okay.
Which is our standard highway speed, because I know in California you technically cannot tow at 70.
No,
right?
it's 55.
55 still.
Yeah.
But here in every other state you can run at the speed limit on a highway.
Right. Yeah, and we're one of the few that's at 75, where you're 80 miles an hour in most of the western states other than California.
Yeah. So there we go. So I want to do a couple of things. Well, of course we're going to talk about fuel economy when we get back. But
yeah.
I want to talk about comfort, visibility. We have towing mirrors here, which is good.
Yeah.
And also we'll measure sound.
Oh, good.
You know how loud or quiet this is.
Yeah. Because you're towing, so you're going to have a little higher RPM. It's a big thing to know.
That's the idea. So right now it's 70 miles an hour. By the way, plenty of torque.
Oh yeah.
You know, I didn't have any issues kind of getting going.
No, this hybrid should accelerate like crazy.
But you know what? I'm feeling the trailer tug me a little bit. A little tiny bit of sway.
You know why?
Why?
Because you got some kind of goofy hitch back there. It's made to climb mountains and Grand Canyon. There's no way to put sway control, weight distributing hitch on there.
So why do a whole video about this? Isn't it just as simple as looking up some numbers for payload and towing in your trailer and then going along your way? Well, it's more complicated than this, of course, in the real world. So let me tell you about the F-150. This is an F-150 hybrid. It's a crew cab, short bed. It weighs about 5,700 pounds just by itself. Of course, it's a frame-based truck with a solid rear axle and actually independent front suspension. And it weighs less, quite significantly less, than the capacity of that trailer, because the gross vehicle weight rating on that camper is about 10,000 pounds. So both of these trucks technically on paper can tow it, but which does it better? That's why we're here. Mr. Truck, can you tell me about the Ram?
Well, let me show you the big beast. This is the Ram. This is 2022 2500 heavy duty. It's 6-speed and a diesel, and it's got 4-corner coil springs. And these are the big axles. The rear is a full floating axle, so it has twice as many bearings as a half-ton. This is a crew cab. Short bed on this is 6'4", a foot longer than what the half-ton is. But of course it's heavy duty. It weighs 2,000 pounds more than that Ford F-150.
I want to check the sound in the cabin. And by the way, we're running at about, 17 to 1800 RPM. in 10th gear. Dude, this is, I'm surprised by this. I thought we'd be in lower gear by now.
You got all the torque in the world, so it's not stressing itself, and that's a Ford thing. Ford loves overdrive 10th gear. I mean, even the heavy duties, the super duties, will all end up in 10th gear quicker than anybody else. And I was always amazed by that, so that's how this is. It's going to stay in overdrive most of the time.
All right, let's measure. I'll be quiet, okay?
Well, that's very good.
It was about 69 decibels.
Yeah,
and it just downshifted on this slide uphill. So I gotta say, so first of all, power is great.
Yes.
I do feel a little bit of movement from the trailer. And this trailer is mostly empty. I don't have, my camping equipment in there. I don't have any bedding. I don't have any dishes and dish soap. I don't have s'mores. So it could be heavier.
Thank God the wind's not blowing, because this is a big wheel board. This is the kind of trailer that will attract wind, side wind, and we would be in real big trouble.
So I wonder if the bigger truck, the heavy duty, if it'll control this a little bit better. Let's get the real data.
Yeah, real world.
Real world data.
Towing, you did push a button, didn't you? There we go.
It just takes a while. Alrighty. What did the truck say? Do you remember?
It was in the sevens.
Sevens?
Sevens.
Oh, it got to 8.2. That's nice.
Holy cow.
8.2.
Well, I must have been drafting on somebody.
Oh, okay, 30 seconds, dude. 30 seconds.
3, 2, 1. That's it.
Oh, that's quite a top off. That's a big one.
Yeah, an eighth of a gallon.
All right, let's calculate. According to the GPS and the truck, 66 miles. Divide by 8.46 gallons. 8.46 gallons. 7.8, no! The truck said 8.2.
Well, it was feeling good today because there's no wind and clouds.
Dude, I really thought it was going to be closer to 10.
I would just figure it's closer to 7.
Okay, so let's switch trucks.
Yeah.
Let's put this big trailer behind the Ram and see what it does.
Well, of course, the Ram won't even know what's back there. I'll have to keep checking my mirrors, make sure I see the trailer.
Under the hood, this F-150 has the torquiest power plant available of any F-150.
Yeah, better than the Raptor.
Heck yeah. Yeah, this is a twin turbocharged V6, and it's combined with an electric motor between the actual V6, which you can see here, and the 10-speed automatic transmission. 430 horsepower, which is actually not bad.
No.
And 570 pound-feet of torque in this puppy.
Well, that's exciting. The torque, that's what you want. You want torque.
Yes, and there's actually two versions of this for towing, right? There is a kind of a standard one, and then there's a max tow one. The tow rating on this truck is between 11,000 and 12,300 pounds.
Wow, what's this one?
11,000.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it's a 373 rear differential, but when we're on the highway, we're gonna answer the question, how efficient is it towing a big camper?
Cool. And here we have the Ram Heavy Duty 2500, and it has the Cummins diesel, the standard diesel. This is 370 horsepower and 850 foot-pounds of torque, mated to a 6-speed automatic. Now this rascal's got 373 rear end on it, and it's the beast. This is what people buy to tow big trailers.
Yes, but you don't have to get a diesel, right, if you don't want to. They also have a Hemi V8.
Yes.
So in this video, hopefully we can discern the difference and talk about it, especially when it comes to fuel efficiency.
Nothing beats a diesel for towing trailers.
Okay. Well, that's what we'll figure out.
And there's nothing worse than a hybrid for pulling trailers. You're going to cut that out, right?
right, now let's see how much the heavy-duty truck squatted. On this side, about almost 42. Let's look on the other. Over here, also a smidge lower than 42, so it was 43. That's about an inch of squat. Yeah, that's quite a bit less.
Yeah, that's not much.
So the F-150 I measured squatted about 1 3/4,
Okay.
and this was just 1 inch of squat.
Yeah.
Makes sense, different spring, right?
Well, exactly. And this is a progressive coil on the back, so it's made to, you know, give you more support, add you more weight.
Okay.
So yeah, that's nothing for this truck. It shows that, you know, we're hardly even giving this thing a poor truck. It doesn't know anything's working.
This is a scary number.
Oh my gosh, that's a big difference.
Even with the premium fuel, that's about $1.10 more. $1.10 per
I
gallon.
know, and that's something wrong. We got to get a hold of the government here, get this figured out. There's something wrong with diesel being that high. Think about the jet planes, the semi trucks, the travel boats, whatever they call those, cruisers.
Well,
They're buying
everything.
that expensive crap.
Everything, delivery companies, everything. All right, so let's get on the highway. Same loop, obviously. Just what, an hour after the Ford, right?
Yeah. Same weather, nice and cloudy.
This is a diesel straight 6. Basically, the same orientation engine as a semi-truck would use.
Yep, it's a good old Cummins. 370 horsepower and what is it, 850 torque, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 6-speed too, which is amazing.
Yeah, so it's not a 10-speed like in that Ford. About the same speed, 70 miles an hour. I set the cruise control right here. The RPM is almost the same as in the Ford. It's around, I want to say 16 to 1700 RPM, which is where the diesel loves being.
Yes,
right?
yes. Yeah, you don't get it much over 2,000. So a few of the V8s will go a little higher, but yeah, this is good, and that's one of the reasons they last so long. It's one of the reasons that they get better fuel mileage, you know, with the load. But we'll see how it comes in against your hybrid. But you know me.
Yeah. You're betting on the diesel?
I have an opinion on those hybrids for towing. I don't think that's what they're made for, but
No, they're meant for like city driving.
yeah,
right?
you can't beat the 24 miles a gallon in the city. That's where it really shines. But
Yeah.
here we are.
So here's the thing. Obviously, we talked about it. It's a bigger truck. It's longer. It's heavier.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm actually, you know, I just feel a little bit better. The truck weighs more than the trailer.
You feel more confident.
I feel more confident. In the Ford, I felt a little bit of trailer pushing me just a little.
Right. And so this isn't swaying at all?
I don't think, if it is, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, it is. You don't feel it. That's a good thing. So
that's
the
already a
weight
plus.
helps. Yeah, the weight helps, and the length helps. But
yeah, so that's already a
length.
plus.
Yeah.
This F-150 is about 145 inches right here. Now, this Ram is not the longest wheelbase they have, because they also offer the 8-foot bed, which this is not. So this is around 150 inches. So it's only a 5-inch difference.
Wow.
But still, this truck is way heavier, longer. It should be a better platform for towing.
You bet. It's got that heavy-duty suspension and the cool coil springs. What do you have? You have those leaf springs that were invented in 1930, right?
Well, they're a little bit more advanced than that.
Okay, I've just wondered.
On the heavy duty, dude, you have a 2.5-inch receiver, not a 2-inch.
Right, that's a class 4 or so. But yeah, this here will tow 20,000 pounds, and it's rated just a little under 2,300 pounds in payload. So that's what you take off the tongue weight of the trailer, and that's what's left is what you use for your groceries, your beer, your mother-in-law, all that stuff.
Wow. So actually, the towing number is way bigger. So 20,000 pounds versus 11,000. But the payload is only about 500 pounds difference, right?
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. I'm not sure why they do that, but they do weird things about payload.
So we have to talk about pros and cons, right? Once again.
Right.
So the pro, obviously, well, the diesel torque and power.
Yes.
The heft of this truck. The
Yes.
confidence. But there are some negatives. What about maintenance? What about pricing?
Well, that's
What
true.
is that?
You're talking about an extra 10,000 to get the engine.
Exactly. So let's break it down just for a second,
Okay.
right? So if you wanted an F-150 or even a Ram 1500, versus this.
Yeah.
You can equip them to about the same price, right?
Right.
So
Real
let's
close.
say you wanted a truck for $65,000. You could get an F-150 at $65. You can get this for about $65 as well.
Now, what is it? An extra $5,000 on the hybrid on your truck?
Approximately,
About
yes.
$5,000. So about half the price of that maybe what this would be for the diesel.
Right. So if you got a regular base F-150, I paid about $4,900 to get the hybrid.
Okay.
If you bought base gasoline Ram 2500, it's $10,000 to step up to this diesel.
Yeah,
like you said.
exactly.
So this truck, it will be more expensive, or can be more expensive.
There's actually a lot of value in these heavy duties, but it's got to make sense. I mean, this thing, I don't know, you'll never get 24 miles a gallon city like your hybrid does. So it all depends on how you use it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, let's measure the sound in the cabin.
Wow.
So that was about 70 also.
Yeah, that's what that was. Okay.
So, sound-wise on this road, they're about the same, which is impressive for the heavy-duty truck.
Yeah. Now we're on the rough part of the road here, and I can feel the really bad bumps. You can feel more.
Yeah.
But on the normal road like this here, it really doesn't seem that much different. But you can feel the bad bumps more.
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah.
So, Mr. Truck, what does the computer say on the Ram?
11.9. It was so close to 12 miles to the gallon.
I cannot believe how much. Well, let's see what that actually is.
Well, yeah, that's true. Before you get too crazy.
But the difference is just tremendous. I can't believe this.
Yeah. That's like if that holds, that's like 4, or close to 4.
That's why those straight 6 diesels are running these highways for decades, right?
Well, that's true. They know something we should know, but yeah, that's how that goes. And then the grade shifting surprised me.
So in tow haul mode, it grade shifted a lot?
Yes, on your truck, that Ford hybrid,
Yeah.
coming up the on-ramp right before we get to the gas station, it grade shifted twice. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. I was happy with that. I pulled this one up the same ramp, lit up to that. I don't even know if the exhaust brake was even on, but it grade shifted 4 times.
So try to help you slow down.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it did.
It did. That
the
was
transmission. Okay.
Yes.
All right, 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1. It's a dinger.
Oh my goodness.
That grade shifting is impressive for a 6-speed.
So 66 miles divided by 6.035 equals 11. Well, 10.9.
Well, almost 11. Yeah.
Almost 11. So the computer was a little bit optimistic.
Yeah, it was off by 1, kind of like what yours was, wasn't it?
Well, mine was only off by like 0.4.
Oh.
But the craziest part, Mr. Chuck, is that we spent almost $40 in gasoline in the F-150, and we spent about $35 here, so that's $5 savings.
That's amazing. The difference in price was a lot.
Yes.
Good golly,
Even-
Miss Molly.
Even though the diesel was more expensive, the diesel truck in the end, the heavier one,
Yeah.
still came through. And it was a little bit more stable, a little
Yeah.
bit more confident.
You could definitely feel that. It just felt solid,
There you go.
Not that yours is a bad truck, it's just that this didn't move around much at all.
And of course, the pricing is quite different. This truck is about $68,000, the way you see here with this equipment and the diesel engine. The F-150 hybrid is a work truck. That was about $52,000. So that's still a big difference in price. But still, I would say if you want to haul a big camper, you got to go heavy duty.
And I am surprised that it was that much cheaper to drive this. Really surprised. And the price isn't that much different because this is a bighorn.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a loaded one over
Right.
your XL.
Right.
So yeah, that makes this makes this truck. I kind of like this truck now.
Well, there you have it. Go to alltfl.com and
MrTruck.com.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.